right now with Sam Crosby. Thank you so much to Michael Kroger, who joins us now from the palatial Kroger compound. And, of course, the Senator who was there looking Alan Joyce and everyone else in the eye is none other than Matt Canavan. Matt, quickly to you. I've got to say, I'm surprised that that hearing didn't go all day yesterday. Instead, it was about an hour and a half and everyone was rushing like they either had to go to the toilet or catch a flight. I'm not sure why it was as fast as it was yesterday, but put that to one side. What about Albo out there today saying, now he believes Qantas should do something about all of those credits they've got? OK, yeah, look, we'll believe you're hard on Qantas when you actually open it up to actual competition and let other airlines help reduce the cost to flying to Europe by 40%.
Yep, exactly right. Well, look, an hour and a half with a witness in the Senate is actually a very long time. We typically wouldn't go longer than an hour. It went over time. But you're right, there's a lot of questions to ask Qantas and still a lot of examination to do. We are putting questions on notice, and who knows, they might be called back at some point. We might have further Senate inquiries into this issue. But you're right, talk is cheap. Talk is cheap, Anthony Albanese. Take action. Let those Qatar planes in. That defies all common sense. Apparently, the department's recommended they should go ahead. We should know if that was the case or not. Come out and tell us that. And let these planes come in so Australians can pay less for their flights. You can't have a government out there saying they care about your cost of living, that they want to do something about that, when in fact they're actually just defending the big profits of these big companies. As their own Minister, Stephen Jones, said, it's absolutely absurd. There's another big test coming up for Anthony Albanese too, Paul Murray. There's a review of slots at the Sydney airport, which has been sitting on the Minister's desk since they came to government last year. Nothing has happened. It is pretty clear that Qantas and Virgin are gaming this system in Sydney by cancelling flights and maintaining these slots and preventing others gaining access to them. There's another test. If he's really serious about going tough on these big companies, open up those slots to competition. So again, we can have lower prices to travel within Australia as well as overseas.
Well, here's another test, which is if the Western Sydney airport has to go 24 hours, the Sydney airport should also go 24 hours. Oh, that's right. His own electorate is the one that he's trying to hold on to when it comes to aircraft noise. One rule for the West, one rule for the people that he lives with and under. Michael, another little issue that I mentioned before, it's one without notice, wasn't our plan to go there, but I'll go there anyway. Richard Marles. If he can get private jets, $16,000 to and from a soccer game, and we had a national gnashing of teeth when Bronwyn Bishop got a helicopter, could somebody please explain to me why the only people talking about this are me and Samantha Maiden?
It's quite bizarre. If you add the private trips that he and Albo have taken, it's up to $9 million in private VIP jets. What's the difference between that and Bronwyn? Nothing.
Literally.
Nothing at all. Except she was Bronwyn Bishop.
About $8,999,000.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Is that little small difference?
That's the difference. No, because it doesn't suit the narrative. And, that's why I keep saying, where would we be without the News Limited papers and Sky? Because, Fairfax, unfortunately, and the ABC bury stories they don't like. You can't see all these things in other forms of media, which is why so many of them are now distrusted these days. You can't get the truth. And
come on, Michael. But hold on, Michael. I mean, the $9 million, he is the Deputy Prime Minister, he's the Defence Minister.
Okay, then let's talk about 16,000.
Yeah, no, but hold on. We're in the middle of buying, I don't know how much the subs cost, $300 billion or something. We just bought $1 billion worth of rockets.
Yeah, but that deal wasn't done in the middle at half-time in the Matildas.
Yeah, no, sure. So I'm prepared to concede the $16,000 to the Matildas game.
Small issue. Okay.
Sure. Good. But let's not conflate the $9 million or whatever the number is.
Let's be very clear,
Matilda's game.
Paul. Let's be very clear. The only reason we know about that Matilda's game, or we think we know about it, is because Sam Maiden at News.com.au has been using flight tracker apps to follow these planes. When the coalition was government, in fact, ever since Harold Holt left the porch light on, it has been common practice of governments to publish where the to and fro these planes go from and who's on them. They're your planes. You
Scott
pay for
Morrison's
them.
government didn't do that,
They cost
Matt.
a lot of money. And I disagree with you, Sam. He is the Defence Minister. I'd have no problem with him travelling overseas. I've no problem going and selling our national interests. All well and good. But he should publish the details of where he's going. And everybody seems to know, the rumour around Canberra is that this bloke is taking these planes from Avalon near his home in Geelong to Canberra rather than just driving an hour up the road to the Tullamarine Airport and taking it commercial and saving us all lots of money. We deserve to know those facts. Can you say at least, Sam, that we deserve to know if he's doing that? That's got nothing to do with his job as Defence Minister. It's because he likes the service of a private jet and doesn't want to end up on commercial like the rest of us with the substandard service that Qantas provide these days.
Sorry. The point I'm objecting to is this idea that somehow this government changed the rules around public disclosure of this information. That's just not right.
They have.
That is not right. That is not right. Under the previous government,
Sam,
they were the rules to say, no, we're not going to do national security and we're not going to say anything.
No, but what they've done is this government's arguing
there was a review. You've got it slightly mixed up, Sam. You've got it mixed up. There was a review conducted under the former government, and this government says, or started, I should say, established under the former government about those security issues. This government has made the decision subsequent to that review that it won't publish these details, but it's not publishing that advice. It seems to me absolutely crazy. Even if you do think there are some security issues, why can't they publish where the planes go from one airport to another? As I say, you can sort of tell that. It's on the flight tracker apps. If it's such a big national security issue, why are they giving that information to the flight tracker apps? This is clearly an attempt to hide details.
You don't see there as being any security problem with saying exactly where the Prime Minister, the Foreign Affairs Minister, the Defence Minister of Australia...
A month after they've flown from Sydney to Brisbane to work.
Maybe is there a pattern that every Monday he flies from X airport to Y airport? Could there be some sort of entity or government or agency out there that might want to know where the Defence Minister of Australia flies to and from every Tuesday?
You can do it now.
As a matter of fact,
you can do it on Flight Tracker.
We're all just assuming you can do it on Flight Tracker.
That is published. My stuff's... Sam, my stuff's it's published live through Flight Tracker. I mean, it's published there live, and my information should be published. There's a whole other issue about the Department of Finance can't get its record keeping in place, but all my flights are published. I've got no problem with it. They should be after the event, of course. They're not they are live on the Flight Tracker apps, but I'm not saying it has to be absolutely live. But we deserve to know, Sam. We are paying for this information, and this is a clear attempt to hide the details. And at the very least, the Defence Minister can answer the question: are you using an RAAF jet to ferry yourself from Geelong to Canberra when you could take a commercial flight an hour down the road in Melbourne?
Yeah, remember,
we deserve to know that.
Pollies are only supposed to use the taxpayer-funded VIP jet when there is not a commercial availability, right? That's what's supposed to happen with the rare examples of national security.
Except for the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is different.
Correct. Is not national security. All right.